being picked instead. I'm wondering what spots everyone's starting in. It looks like a top 4 for Ireland. we we are going to see the DK and the Biddy Buggy.
It's like Yoshi and the Bitty Buggy too.
Oh, what interesting track or character picks. A lot of representation. Oh, first does burn out, which isn't the end of the world when your team is starting top 4, but that's still front presence you don't want to give up. And we're seeing the no mini map flex from Mist right now. looking like free patch Mario Kart 8 right now.
Oh, imagine.
We're not gonna know who's in what position. We don't know how far away he is right now. Top 3 for Ireland.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you really need to know. I mean, less simulation, less things to distract you from. And we're just gonna see an easy cruise into a horn into first. I'm wondering if Ecuador is bagging for shock at all right now. Would love to know. I would love to see if Mist can turn on his mini map after this race, just so we're able to see.
Keep looking at the bottom right, and
no, you're not gonna be able to know. We're just gonna have to see top 2 for Ireland. Just easy front run for them. I mean, based on the lack of trailing and lack of backspam, we're gonna have to assume
they're still holding that top 3, right?
At least a top 3, or Ecuador. No, Ecuador isn't third right now. Don't know what happened to third at all. Don't know if he spun out or if he failed or one of those days. But at least a top 2, just easy front run for.
The red came in and
Ireland.
Their lead got bigger. I'm really just curious to see what happened to like third after they tried to red. I think it was a Yashiro, if I'm not mistaken, from Ecuador.
But
Blue Shell coming in.
Is Blue Shell coming? Oh, Blue Shell is coming in. Very interesting. But
ooh,
I'm wondering what happened to his horn. I would assume so. And just like an easy front run for top 2 here.
Yeah,
just
easy top 2 for Ireland.
My man does put on the mini map. There we go. Shout outs to Mist. Let's see what spots they got. Top 4 coming in hot with the top 4. And they are the Dry Bowser and the Yoshi. That's good to know. Coming up on these races. If you're Ireland right now, you want to keep this momentum. You want to go Wario Stadium, TikTok, SA, Hyrule, anything. Like DK Jungle even works. And yeah, no, this is a smart play by Ecuador for going for the RMC pick. RMC is able, as stated in previous match, is an easy track to really flip the momentum on. You don't really want to start off on like Cheeseland or Desert, because what if you get top 6 and you need to like shake up the spots, or what if like you need to pick that track right then and there, but you already picked that track. So it's just easier to go for tracks that suit your nature more. We do see the DK just deciding to run. That's a smart play with the Biddy Buggy. You have optimal time trial combo. You're sitting pretty with Ireland all up in these top spots, able to support his teammate Kyle, his main runner.
Preemptively back in the banana, in my opinion.
I think that was a accident. Like, I don't know. Not sure what the play was there, but we do see the Yoshi. That's Ireland back there with the Dry Bowser, and I don't know which Wario that is, because there is a Wario from each team. I'm wondering if that is the Ireland or if it's Ecuador looking to bag with them. I mean, Yoshi's not using any items back there. There is the shock. Don't think that was an Ireland shock, if I'm being honest. Got Ecuador into boxes. You Mist is winning with these items. Triple Shrooms going to be able to take a cut here, get closer into first. Do have to wonder who is up there into first.
I'm trying to figure out whose shock that was. It felt like the shot came in, but like nothing happened from it. The shot
Nothing, yeah,
happened
nothing
and
really
nobody passed
happened.
missed.
I'm feeling that's an Ecuador shock, but it could have been either or. And Ireland is in 2-3 at the very least right now. Maybe a top three
I
for
think they should still
Ireland.
be first.
2-3-4 for Ireland right now.
This might be a top 3-5.
Top 3-5, maybe, hopefully, if you're Ireland. Yep, top 3-5 for Ireland. Another huge race, winning the track you got counterpicked on. Like you have to have that big mindset going into these races. Like, okay, what else are you gonna throw at me? Like, I'm just gonna be better at you at this track. Like, that's just how it's gonna be. And that's what it seems like Ireland's just gonna keep doing. And I'm just wondering what Ecuador is gonna respond with. Like, your RMC got picked and you lost, and they're gonna go straight to the TM, which is similar to RMC but more of a running track, if anything. Um, I like it more than RMC personally because you're still able to run it, and even if there is a shock, you're not just gonna just get passed by people with shrooms. You're still gonna be able to keep those top positions. But Ireland does get their pick with Wario Stadium, which is huge for them because if you know Mario Stadium, you're not losing first. If you're first after, the second turn,
Yeah.
like it is very easy to just keep that and just hold it down because the only shortcut in this track is at the very, very end. And by then, the pack is already determined. You know what spot you're approximately going to get. And that's just hard to combat, with the other team just running for free.
Yeah, especially when she's mixing all these fancy strats and it's so easy to
Oh,
kind of
the
just
fancy
get away.
strats. Going for, yeah, like one of these fancy strats, the MT off of these four ramps, really risky because it's easy to get pushed once you're in a drift state, but does pay off for him. Does not get the drift. That's unfortunate, but it seems like Ireland is still keeping up with these top positions, able to hold down first, it seems like. And we see a lot of Ecuador in these middle spots here trying to scramble their way up into top positions. Oh yes, and yes. For those wondering, there is a kitty in the background. My cat is up and playing. I apologize. She is a ruckus at 10 in the morning. It's not used to me being up this early, so
Wow.
she's ecstatic.
Shearer going in for the kill with the horn and triple greens, and I think he only connected with one person.
Yeah, looking like Ireland just keeping up. And I mean, Ecuador can do a lot with these middle spots with getting reds, getting these plans, boomerangs, fireballs, literally anything that's able to make them catch up easy.
That goes to
You
triple
love to
shrooms with
see
triple shrooms.
I love seeing that combo because then you're like, okay, I have 6 shrooms to my disposal. I can either use it whenever I want or I can use it to take cut. And I think that's a top 4 for
Definitely a
Ireland.
top 4 for Ireland.
Add a cat cam, maybe next match. But for now, we have to focus on Ireland. Just
Oh
no,
no, Donovan
Ecuador
first.
isn't
Oh, I
first.
think he's gonna ride it out.
I don't know. But at the very
Fire.
fireballs into second. Oh, that's one thing you do have to be careful of. Fireballing your teammate. He was able. Miss was gonna get first, but the fireballs said otherwise. But I think no.
Nice first for Ecuador.
Ireland does get 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 with bottom 2 from Ecuador. Not the race you're looking for Ecuador. Like, yeah, you did get first, but what else? Like, what else did you really get? If you're Ireland, like you're looking really, really good. Like, okay, we didn't get first, but we pretty much
Got
won
everything
that
behind
race.
it. Yeah.
Like, just gotta chain this into the ice out. Very good pick. It's very easy to draft on ice outpost. So first really doesn't keep first if you're starting first anyway. If you're not Isaiah anyway, if you're Isaiah, you keep first. But he's not in this match, so we're gonna possibly see an easy overcome of first with the drafting system of this game, especially on an ice track because ice physics are very wonky and you lose a lot of time from going wide. But we're gonna go to the beach, complete opposite of the ice. We're gonna go to Cheap Cheap Beach, one of the most underrated tracks in the game. Underpicked, completely underused because it serves the same purpose as Ice Ice. It's very easy to draft into first. We're gonna have to see Ecuador at least be able to keep first. I don't know how he's gonna have to hopefully pull like a green or a banana and just hold it down. Just hope for the best, really. Oh, he does get the shroom. That's one thing about this track. It's easy to pull the shroom, just the shroom into first because of the glider section. And I think this is gonna be a really easy run for Mist because
Takes your hand instead of a coin is huge too as well.
yeah, like you have 5 coins. You probably have the most coins in the room right now. You're in first. You have a protection. Like you're not losing first until a blue happens, and you just have to hope your teammate is able to support you back here or up here. My mistake. So yeah, so I see someone in the chat saying, does it work like MKWC where drafting into first works similarly? It does. There's a lot of tracks where you can just draft up Music Park, Ice Ice, literally any bagging track, especially the big one, Dolphin Shoals. Dolphin Shoals is notorious.
Electrodrome.
Yeah, like stuff like that because it's easy to abuse the lag in this game, and it's easy to get the draft off of a laggy person, and that just allows you to overtake first just like that. And that's why tracks like Electrodrome and Ice Ice are considered like anti-first tracks because of the draft system in this game, which is so powerful and very underrated to a lot of people. People don't utilize the drafting system because it's basically a mushroom boost. Like that's a free mushroom boost for you if you're able to use it well. And I mean, Mist has just been able to just run this with no problems, no blue, no shock, just
chilling the entire race.
And one thing I do have to say, like the Yoshi is gone from the previous races, which is sad to see.
I think Ecuador just pulled that blue, like at the very end. It's kind of unfortunate for them.
And then I think they just pulled that shock. Not really. Yeah, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Ireland. That's very oppressive from Ireland. Already on 47 points after 4. Ecuador needs to really realign with what they're doing and be like, okay, we need to get up there. We need to not let Mist go into first so easily and just run. Ecuador needs front presence definitely, and what they need is also a few lucky shocks.
Yeah,
I'm always one for saying bag, get shock. I will say that every race because I truly believe getting the shock is one of the most important things you can do in this game.
Shock is really important. I feel like that just carries over every game except for I guess Mario Kart Tour. I realized yesterday that you can't.
That was the weird thing about this game. So when Mario Kart Wii, came out, shock is the meta. Then Mario Kart 8 came out, and shock was still the meta because of the 3 shock system. And then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out, and people weren't really sure how to use shocks up until a year and a half into the meta, where they started realizing like, oh, shocks are actually just as important in this game. And since the team can pull up to 3 shocks, it also adds in a layer of complexity. Because now you have to worry about, okay, what if the other team has shock? Okay, what if, like, a boo takes the shock? Like, there's a lot of things to think about.
Yeah.
And that's where the meta really develops. We're like, okay, now we have to think about more than just what's on the racetrack. We have to think about how players are reacting to things and how they play. But we do see Mist just immediately getting redded out. Is exactly what Ecuador needed. You take one of their running presence up there, and you just have Ecuador just move slowly but surely up into the front. I think Ireland was a lot of middle spots back here with Ecuador taking the top and the bottom positions, and I'm gonna say it again. Whoa, Ecuador!
I think literally 3 of Ecuador just got bombed.
I wonder who made plays. Who's the MVP of Ireland of this race?
I believe the Wario was Fox.
Okay,
So I believe that was Fox coming in with the bomb.
That is
Ooh,
some
that's just
spacing
unfortunate.
issues. That's really unfortunate. You want to make sure that you're not hitting your teammate because it's very easy to pull triple greens, triple
Yeah.
bananas, literally anything that just auto pulls out, which is one annoying feature in this game, but it also adds like, okay, you have to like think about what if this happens. You always want to be
You always have to
safe,
be prepared. It's just spacing and
always. hmm And I'm wondering if Ecuador is in first. I don't think so. Nope,
they are.
that's a top four
Nah.
for Ireland. Just big chilling. Like this, that guy in last needs to have shock if they want to have any hopes of securing this race.
There it is. We do see a shot coming play.
Oh, we do
Don't
see
think we
shock.
saw too many people dodge.
Not too many people dodged. They just opted to chain each other into boxes,
I
which
think this
is
is a
not a
close
bad
dodge too.
strat. But I'm not. I mean, he's the only one up here. There's not much you can do with your whole enemy team back here. The horn.
He should
He
be good.
honestly he lucked out there. That was not the worst thing that could happen. He if Kyle pulled any other item, he would have to do some maneuvering to avoid it. But a horn, he's not close enough to horn, so that's a free first for Ecuador. But the 8-9 bottom two, you're just you're getting first, like just like last race, but how much are you really winning if you're not, getting these top three, top four, at least a top two? And I'm wondering what Ecuador is gonna, combat with just first. Um, if in my position, honestly, if I was in his shoes, I would go for the DS pick. Um, Fail the startup, get like a half start boost, and then draft his way back up into first while his teammate drafts right behind him. I think that's a optimal play that people really don't realize, and it could really change the tide of a DS race just like that, just from the beginning. And NBC is getting picked from Ireland. I know Ireland has a good history of NBC and how this track really is, but it looks like Cheeseland is being picked. And if you're Ecuador, this is exactly what you need right now. You have first just run, John just go up, take first, hold down the fort, and then have the rest of the team just bag and get shock, and then plan out to do a magnificent shock. That's really what they need to do. Let's see if they're gonna able to capitalize on that. Does pull the red first lap, able to just red anyone who decides to just pass him. And it's looking like not a lot of people are bagging, surprisingly.
I think more people are
Um,
stopping now. Or
More
so it
people are stopping
seems.
now, but this is the most people I've seen run. 4 people, like that's not a lot to like a lot of people, but trust me, like I've seen races where one person is the only one running. And interesting to see that Ireland decides to send 3 people ahead, very confident in their skills to run. Ecuador needs
Ooh,
the shock. 4 of Ireland up here.
he's sure trying to
Ecuador
make a
is
play with his fire. It's just.
Yeah, like Ecuador just needs to do something. Just hold back the top spots and then wait for the and there's the
Shock
shock.
and play.
I
Nobody are dodging these
no,
shocks.
I don't think anyone dodged unless someone was in a boo. But I think that was a shock just to get rid of the enemy team
Enemy
shock.
shock, yeah.
Because it's easier just to get rid of a shock than to use a shock for your benefit before the other team. Because you don't know when the other team is going to use it. You're like, okay, I have to think about what I'm doing and like, oh, I have to, do this. But a lot of Ecuador up here, surprisingly, after the shock, 2-4 at the very least for Ecuador. I think Ireland is still in first, however, with a 1-3-5. Fireball's perfect item to take out Ecuador.
Blue shell coming in.
Blue Shell coming in. There's a guy and a ghost with triple shrooms. He's winning like John coming in hot. Looks like he's going to be taking first for free. Mist is not able to pull any shrooms and just has fireballs. And this is looking like a really good
Top
race for
two.
Ecuador finally.
I believe that was a
Top
top two for
two,
Ecuador.
maybe top three. depending on who took the cut at the top 3 for Ecuador, but the bottom 2, not the best looking race for them. But you do take those. That is a start to a magnificent war, if in my opinion. Um, so if you're Ecuador, you want to keep your top positions, and I'm wondering what they're gonna pick for their front presence, because we do see the Twisted Mansion from Ireland, which is an amazing play. It's sort of similar to Dolphin Shoals, where it's easy to draft up, get a shroom first set, and then just shroom away, and that's really good for mid spots. And they do go for this SA pick. Very interesting. Like, SA is known for a running track. However, it's also really easy to pull a shroom in middle spots. So I'm not too sure how well this is going to work out. But it doesn't matter since Dolphin Shoals is going to get picked anyway. So you're going to see Ireland abuse the drafting system in this game very easily. First turn, you're almost guaranteed a draft. If you don't get a draft, you're pretty much going to be in the bag collecting coins for the rest of the race. So we'll see what happens, what Ireland decides to do, and what Ecuador decides to do in return. See, oh, okay, very interesting play. Slows down so Mist does not get any draft and any lead, which is respectable. I do have to respect the play. And it looks like Mist is just going to be able to just run this for free. The eel section, very easy to break away on with a top 3 for Ireland. And one interesting fact about the eel section is it's actually better to use motion control to get the tricks on that, rather than manually trick, just because of how the trick system work in this game, where you always get a trick if you can't trick while using motion.
Yeah. Pretty bust mechanic, but it works. It makes for very interesting strats.
It's hard. I mean, like when I'm playing Wars and I have my cat likes to sit in my lap and sleep. I can't do that. I don't want to wake her up. So this is like a counter pick to me. But easy top 3 for Ireland, with no trouble in sight. Top 3 breakaway. Like Ecuador needs the shock now, and that has to be Ecuador in the back, hard bagging. But I mean, how well is this gonna work if you're just hard bagging every race?
The guy in last is currently just like golden and trying to see if he can get a shock.
Yeah, and you're not guaranteed a shock if you're that far back. It's still like a less than 30% chance of getting it, no matter where you are on the map. Like, you just have to get lucky at the end of the day, and I don't think Ecuador is getting lucky this time. No blue inside, no boo, nothing. Like, shock needs to come now, and there is no shock. Yeah, no, easy run for Mist right there, from first lap all the way to third lap. I'm wondering what Ecuador is doing back there, like what their mindset is. The bottom 2 for Ecuador, probably relying too much on that shock. Hopefully, just okay, we're gonna get it. Like, we're 100% gonna get it. Let's get some dodges and do this. But by the time you realize, the other team is just top 3 gone. Not much you can do. A shot can't even prevent that. What are you picking first, bro? Go for that big blue. Big blue is worth it.
Every time I hit big blue, I just get the shit.
You go cloud top. That's cheese. That's cheesy. Come on, man.
I like the cloud top pick. I feel like cloud top in this game compared to where it was in AU,
100%. I think cloud top 5 track in the game.
Top 5? Ooh.
Top 5. Hot takes. Because I mean, I come out with these hot takes because cloud top is really fun to play. You can't deny that. And the more fun a track is to play, the better it is. I don't care how bad it is in the meta. And that's exactly why I like Big Blue. Anyway, Electrodrome. We have... This is also one of those tracks where it's easy to draft up on. But like last race, the Mist was able to keep a top position just like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Mist is able to, just weave his way in and out in order to get rid of any draft potential.
Just looks really hard for Ecuador to get into these top spots and kind of just keep them. Like usually when you see Ecuador in first, they're first and just nothing else like to support. And it's kind of hard to maintain a first when you're trying to fight off an entire team.
Exactly what Korea's problem was last match with Brazil. Brazil just able to just keep getting spots behind Korea just consistently, and this is exactly what Ireland's doing with like this many like notable players on this team. It's hard to keep these players back. Like they know what they're doing, and you need to be able to hit them in order to maybe even tilt them. Tilting is a very very good strat in this game. I know back in the day, Felix with MW, they were known for just tilting people, just for stopping with like triple reg, just to reg you 3 times, just so you feel the wrath and you start misplaying just like that. So I'm wondering if Ecuador is able to maybe implement that. Just a suggestion, because what they're doing now isn't working too much.
Shock coming in. Definitely Ecuador shock. I think only one person dodged, but it's Yit, and should be on the come up. Probably has a couple of shrooms at first. And I'm just curious to see where everybody else in Ecuador is and how they plan to kind of give him some help up here.
This is good though, because Ecuador like is gone in first, and that's exactly what they need. So all they have to worry about is just having front presence, and that's easy to do with power items such as reds and boomerangs and fireball, stuff like that. But if no one's gonna contest Mist, this is gonna be an easy chain red onto him. I'm wondering if he's gonna chain a shroom or he's opting to hold it. He opts to hold it because he's able to connect that red.
Connects, or no?
He does. I think he does have a shroom though, so he's able to recover pretty easily. Does back that green. I don't know if he hit it. Don't know if that Wario was his teammate or not. I think it was his teammate. Probably not though. 1-3-6 for Ecuador. Very, you take those, but just like Korea, like you need to do this faster, man. Like,
yeah, that's a tie race, so kinda...
like you got to step this up. This is the World Cup. This is you have to pull out all the stops when you're playing these teams like this, dude. And for those wondering in the chat, the cat is asleep. Went under the bed. Got tired of me talking for so long and just decided to sleep without me. Very interesting. Donut Plains 3. Honestly, bottom 5 track in the game. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be the first to say it. The track isn't good. Yeah, it's really short. Yeah, it's really easy to catch up on, or like abuse power items on. But that doesn't make it good. And I get to see it for my enjoyment. Donut Plains 3. Where do I even start with this track? So there are a couple options you can do with this. One, you can run, but good luck running on a 1.5 minute track because blues shocks, it. And then you can bag. However, it's also a lot more difficult to catch up on this track than you think. Yeah, there's a lot of grass cuts, but you can also take a lot of these grass cuts in this with no item.
Yeah.
Like that person did in first. He just takes that entire cut. No shroom, no nothing, 0 coins. He just goes into it and he just runs for free, just like that.
Yeah, already with the huge lead in first.
Huge lead, and Ireland is opting to be back here. Hopefully getting the shot with the Yoshi last. A lot of VC back here too. This is the race for the shock at this point.
8th place Bill.
8th place Bill. Honestly, Bill is probably the second worst item in this game just because of that.
Yeah.
If you're not in the a notable shortcut, it's gonna be where am I? I'm gonna go back to the track, and that can either take you off the track or backwards like we see there. Using an Ecuador shock though, that's huge because Ireland was hard bagging for the shock back here. And here's the worst item in the game for at least this track anyway. The golden, you're not able to chain any boxes, and you're just all over the track just like that because of the golden. With tracks like these, you want to hope you get triple shrooms or stars.
Yeah, just items that you could chain. Because builds always drop you at the worst spot on this map too.
You
They always
were
drop you really
spots
freaking
at
wide.
a turn on a
Yeah.
banana. They don't care. They're like, okay, you're gonna be dropped there. You're gonna like it. But Ireland does salvage the race with at least a 1-4. Not too bad. Um, Ecuador is struggling to have any answers for Ireland at all. Like, not much you can really do. You just have to just accept it and just move on. But how many times can you do that when you keep losing races like this? I'm wondering if Mist is just gonna keep, picking either these bagging tracks or if he's gonna keep opting for these running tracks. Dragon Driftway, very interesting. I consider this a running track. However, it's really easy to pull a shock on this track, so it can go either way. But having a person who knows how to do the shortcut item list first turn is huge because that's a huge breakaway very early on. And instead, you see the Sweet Canyon pick down 90 points on Ireland right now after race 9. We have a GP left. It's not over by any means, but Ecuador need to do something this race or else it's over.
Yeah. I feel like they need a huge race here just to kind of just turn the tides a little bit. I think it
Like,
actually might be a little too late. I think after this, there's only 2 more races.
yeah, there's only 2 more races after this, so they need at least a +10 to even have a chance of tying. And that's hard to even imagine. Just I need to win this race by a good amount just to even tie, at the very least.
But we have seen Ecuador opt to bag for majority of the war, so I'm curious to see kind of what they do on a track with such a heavy TS spot with the glider.
It looks like they're opting just to run, which is something I think they should have tried out earlier. If they weren't going to pull shock, they just need to keep this front presence with a 3-4-5 from Ireland. Steals Ecuador's triple shrooms. Perfect item. And yeah, Miss is just going to easily shroom his way all the way up into top spots.
Ooh, has to watch a bomb here though.
Watch for the bomb. Decides to challenge it. Okay. I mean, it takes away the bomb for Kyle. Doesn't have to worry about that anymore, and he's able to, be more aggressive with his items.
I feel
The
like
blue does
should have
come.
waited there to challenge the bomb, or at least first set.
That's true. Either way, his bomb is gone now, and there's just chaos happening up in the front. But mostly Ireland members. I think this might be it. I mean, yeah, a lot can happen like last turn, but there's too much Ireland to guarantee a +10. Unless a shock happens very, very soon. I don't
Not
see it. I
looking
don't
like
see
it
it
yet.
happen. I don't see it happening though. It has to happen right now. No. See last
Ooh,
turn
it's a boomerang.
shenanigans. Does get boomerang. Does get pushed. Ecuador is getting hit. I don't know.
Mario Kart at its
That's not
finest.
enough. Yeah, Mario Kart at its
Just
finest. The Ireland top 2, 4, 5, 6, and that is gonna be it for Ecuador. Ireland does take this war, sitting comfortably at least a +100. 2 races left.
yeah, they are currently up 134.
134 popping off. I would imagine Ireland right now. Like you just won with a blowout in the World Cup. Like that has to be a big morale booster for you. And going into these next matches, you just have to remember we did it before, we can do it again. And that's something to always think about. SNES, coming from a SNES team, Don't like it at all.
Same.
I really tried to like it. I tried to like it for my team. I just can't. The I feel like this track, like Steps Rainbow Road, is completely different physics wise from any other track in the game. Like they just the way the corners operate because they're so sharp. And I can bet at least one person's gonna fall off because they go too tight on one of the turns. I'm gonna point it out and I'm gonna be like, this is exactly what happens to me. So I'm like, very excited. Starting off, uh, one thing about starting off on this track, it's very, very beneficial just to skip boxes if you're in first, with your team behind you, because it's easier just to line spam and just get these free coins and just keep first, rather than all worry about there's a green.
Ooh.
See, oh, there, I told you, I went too tight and I got beam cornered. That happens to me all the time. And it's gonna happen a lot more to a lot more people in my prediction.
Yeah, the turn is honestly kind of super deadly.
It's just like you think you can take these turns a lot tighter because you're just so used to grinding on this game. You're so used to like being like I can be extremely tight to the corner and just like hang off the ledge. But you can't do this on this track. They're 90-degree angles. Like there's nothing you can do. And especially since like there's no shortcuts in this track. There is shortcuts. There's this ramp shortcut, but that saves no time. Like that's just a waste of a shroom at that point, where it saves like less than point 0.1 to the point where it's not even worth it. And that's exactly why I do not like this track. And there is the shock. I was just about to say it's extremely common to see shock on this track.
Ooh, Ecuador getting shock and a blue.
And blue, and like just like that, his race is over. He's not getting more than a top 6 position, just because he's back here on last lap, and he's gonna get nothing but shrooms and stars. Opts for the single box,
I
does
believe
pull
that is
triple
still Ireland in
shrooms.
first.
Ireland in first. Oh, okay. Just make me eat my word. Oh, never mind. He does give me this. But Ireland does take that 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Very, very interesting to see. Very chaotic ending, I do have to say. And then, I mean, if they're real, they go for the big blue last race. Come on, please do it.
No, you go for Baby Park.
Either Baby Park
They
or
have to end
Big
it on Baby
Blue.
Park.
Either or, I'm fine with either. I want to see some action, some spice.
I don't know. I think Ireland's opting to go. They're gonna go like Yoshi circuit because they're all picking Yoshi now. There's no way they don't go Yoshi
Yeah,
circuit.
no, I think they're all gonna pick Yoshi. I think it's a
Oh, oh,
12
are we gonna?
Yoshi.
Oh,
Big.
oh.
Oh, you guys folded. Come on.
Like
You
if
were
everybody's
still
gonna go Yoshi, you have to go Yoshi circuit. It's only appropriate.
Yoshi circuit. Yeah. Respect. I respect Ecuador so much for doing that. And we're gonna probably be seeing this 12 race Yoshi war.
Actually, down. Oh, Yoshi
I'm
circuit.
Yoshi circuit with please 12 Yoshis. That's
Can that
all
be
I'm
the World Cup
asking for.
next World Cup meta next year? Just 12 Yoshis.
We do
Yoshi
like
circuit
character
only.
wars. Oh, you remember when like Baby Daisy was the meta for a
Yeah.
bit? Oh my god. I don't even want to talk about that. There was a period of time, for those wondering, where it was actually better to pick like Baby Daisy, Baby Rosalina, just for the mini turbo stat. They had a higher mini turbo stat than the rest of the team, or rest of the roster, and people abused that very easily. They picked like Sherbert Ice, and they just decided, let's just snake for the
Yeah.
entire war. And man, did people counter that very easily, because you are light. You are very easy to hit and push and just completely ruin just like that. But it seems like Ireland's really the only one who's Yoshi right now. A little BM from them, taking their victory and pride, I guess. Can't. There's nothing wrong with that though. And for the fun fact, I don't obviously this is pretty obvious to veteran Mario Kart players, but Yoshi Circuit is in the shape of a Yoshi. So maybe Mist is able to, channel that Yoshi power, get first easily. Looking like a top four for the Yoshi squad right now. Um, looking like Yoshi family right now. But one thing about this track, there's always a shock. So don't think you're going to be able to run this for free.
Yeah, no lead is safe on this track ever. There's always a shock.
Especially with the bill.
Maybe with
Like
two
it's
shocks.
2 shots,
Especially
3 shots.
hill extension and no lead is ever safe. No shock can play yet, which is
No shot
kind
can
of
play.
surprising.
I'm also gonna call out Miss for not going for the Nisk. You are able to do that waterfall cut trimless, although extremely hard. But I mean, if you want to show off your power of Yoshi, you gotta believe in everything you do. You gotta go for Nisk, bro.
I've never seen this track without the shock, and I'm actually just like else for words right now.
Shock. I mean, I think that person in last is way too far behind to
Yeah,
pull
they're way too
shock.
far back now. There's no shock.
And this is a shockless Yoshi circuit. And the power of Yoshi does prevail. Easy tries to bag his teammate there. Very interesting. And that is a win for Ireland. Uh, yeah, 133 for Kaya, 128 for Mist. Your ego got to be through the roof right now if you're one of them. You just won a race with Yoshi and still got 100 and plus 20, And that's very good games from Ecuador. Unfortunately, was not able to do much. Ireland was a really, really good team this year, especially since all the experience they got from previous years. But that's a GG's, man. Very good war to watch. Very good war to commentate also. And
I
I
think
believe that